Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How y'all doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing a video that was actually brought to me by one of you guys a while ago actually. And it is basically talking to you guys about my favorite beauty products, I guess, that I use almost on a daily and never talk to you guys about. Whether I use it on a daily or often, they're just products that I use all the time that I never talk to you guys about. And maybe they're as large as some furniture pieces, and maybe they're as small as a Q-tip. So if that sounds like something you're interested in today, please keep on watching. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I'm a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. Ultimately, this is my self-care. I enjoy coming to you guys, talking to you guys about all the things that I utilize in my collection, and then some product knowledge, reviews, all the things, Project Pan as well. And I hope that you find that this is a channel that you enjoy and that you'll want to subscribe before you go. And with that said, let's roll into this different kind of video for my channel, but I think necessary video for my channel. When I think about the stuff that I use every day that I typically come to talk to you guys about, it's not necessarily just makeup that I'm using every single day, but it is just makeup and skincare that I'm usually talking to you guys about. So I wanted to come to you guys and talk to you about some of the things that I utilize almost every single day, if not every day. And just show them some love too, because it takes a whole slew of stuff to make the beauty space that I live in go around, and I wanted to make sure that they all have some love. This was also a video that was brought to me as an idea from one of you guys, and it's been a minute, so I just really wanted to sit down and have this conversation with you. None of this is going to be in any particular order because I just can't make rhyme or reason of what's sitting in front of me. So the first thing I want to talk about though is this. I mean, in a nutshell, this is just one of the kinds of its thing, but I do love this kind of brush container for travel with my brushes, not necessarily holding on to my brushes every single day, but for traveling with my brushes. It's easy to carry two of these around and have one for dirty brushes and one for clean brushes. And it doesn't take up a whole lot of room in my bags, and it's really firm, so it also doesn't get squished and destroy my brushes. That said, the ones that I did have in use in my collection were destroyed. I have had them in my collection for quite some time, and however they got squished in the last time I traveled with them, and I did end up having to toss them out because they're, at the end of the day, I think made of really nice, decent cardboard, but also like wrapped in, plastic or faux leather or whatever it is. But I am on the hunt for two new of these that I don't have to pay $100 for, to be honest, or don't necessarily come with a brush set. Ones that I can just purchase on their own, because I do like using them for travel with my brushes. And again, I use one for dirty brushes, one for clean brushes, and they're phenomenal. For like water, wetting down a makeup eraser, or like just spraying water on my face or spraying water on my hair, this is my favorite water bottle. This one specifically is by Pattern, but I do have one over there that's by Tangle Teaser that is the same kind of fashion. Like, this just is a continuous spray. Water everywhere. It's a continuous spray. It's like a mist that you might find from the misters on like Gondola? Pergola? thing. And it does such a great job of getting everything wet while also not being like aggressive about how it's spraying you. It also does a really great job of like cooling you down if you need it to cool down. I love this water bottle for I'm just hanging out here on my desk and utilizing for things that I need to get wet. Speaking of things that I sometimes use it for, makeup erasers. This one is super dirty, but I have probably 12 of these on rotation because this is how I take my makeup off. I usually have one in this room for swatches or like eye makeup remover if I go to bed later than the love of my life does. I don't want to bother him with going in our bathroom and washing my face while he's trying to snooze. So I will take off my makeup in here and use one of these to do so. Having those water bottles to get this wet is really, really handy because I can get the rest of my makeup off by just putting water on this guy. And like I said, I do have 12, probably 12 of those in rotation. One in here always, one in my bathroom always. Another thing that I sometimes get wet and another thing for cleansing would be these guys here. This one specifically is stained because I did used to use it to take off my makeup. So it is stained, and that kind of grosses me out sometimes, but then I have to remind myself and tell my brain that it's a stain, not that it's dirt coming off of my face. But I use these things for two reasons. One, for taking makeup off, which I don't typically do anymore because it stains unless it's this one, and one for this, which we'll get to in a second. But these are they're reusable makeup pads. And I've had reusable makeup pads in the past that were just a thin piece of fabric and one side was kind of like textured and the other side was soft. These work so much better for what I need them for, and I find that they're also very delicate for the facial skin, so they work really, really nicely, and they feel good to use as well. This one is by Say, this one is by Beauty Bay. I'd buy probably 50 more of these and plan on making a purchase of more of these because I really do like that they come in black so that you can't like see the staining if there's staining on it. I mean, for whatever reason, I do wash them. They're rewashable. You wash them once a week at most. For whatever reason, my eyes look at that stain and my brain says, ew, that's dirty, don't use it anymore. So I really do like the black ones for that reason. And makeup stains, it just does. So there's that. I brought this out, so I'll talk about it now. This is the Clinique Step 2. This is a clarifying lotion. It's a twice-a-day exfoliator. I use this every single day. I can tell the difference between how my makeup lays on my face or with my skin based on whether I'm using this or not. I have a travel size of this and I just refill it from this guy if I need to. But I use it every single day without fail when I am putting makeup on my face. It does such a great job of helping your makeup to last longer on your skin, but also lay better on your skin. So if you've never tried this before, I absolutely do suggest it. They have it in 1, 2, or 3 dependent on your skin type. So oily, combo, or dry. Mine is for dry, I do believe. Yeah, mine is dry combination skin, something I use every single day. Never talk about. So there's that. But I definitely see a difference in how my makeup plays when I am not using it. The next thing I have is my gua sha. I do have a, however you say this, sashu gua sha, and this is my gua sha. So I really like that it is stainless steel, number one, because it's easy to clean and it will not break if I drop it, and I do get the dropsies quite often. I also love that it is big. This is technically a body gua sha. I don't use these like spiky bits. Not spiky. They're not spiky. They're definitely, I mean, I can run my finger across it and it doesn't hurt, but that, I would use that on like my chest skin or my shoulder skin or my arm or my leg or whatever. But I do like that it's got bigger contours. I have a big face. I come by it naturally. My dad has a big giant head. I also have a big giant head. So there's that. This fits the contours of my face just a little bit more nicely than like a little tiny gua sha does. I feel like this is too straight for the curves of my face, whereas this one, it fits really rather well, right? And it takes care of a larger area. I feel the same way about these sections down here where it goes on your face down there. I love this gua sha. It's hypoallergenic, of course, because it is stainless steel. It's super easy to clean and sanitize, and it comes in a beautiful pouch. So I really, really like that. I saved this guy, which is just a spoolie. This is a spoolie off of my Benefit Gimme Brow Plus pencil, the sharpenable pencil that I love so much, but I love this spoolie. So I've kept it around because I really just think it is the best spoolie of life. Don't be afraid to hold on to some of those products you really, really love, but they're gone now, and you don't think that you should hold on to them. I just put the cap on the pencil and clean the spoolie and kept the spoolie. I also have a spatula that I got, honestly, at Amazon. I can't even remember how long ago. I really love this spatula. I don't love, honestly, that it's metal because I can't like put it into a jar and like scrape around the jar, but it is a really nice, again, easy to clean spatula because it is made of metal. I don't have any qualms of putting it into a vat of hot water and sanitizing it when I need to. These are my favorite tweezers of life. These are the Benefit tweezers. They're slanted. I feel like they hold on to those like horse hairs in your brows really, really well, or anywhere that you're trying to pull hair from. In addition to that, it has a nice little brush. The brush allows you to brush through your brows prior to going in and tweezing anything, brush them down, brush them up, all the things. I love that it's like a 2-in-1 tool. And also, like I said, I do feel like they do grip onto the coarser hairs on your face a little bit better because that's what they're made for. I also really firmly believe that this section of the tweezers is just a little bit more widespread than some other tweezers are, and therefore they're really comfortable to hold. I don't have dexterity issues, but I have had carpal tunnel in both of my wrists. I've had the surgery to fix the carpal tunnel in my wrist, and sometimes get like crampy in the center here when I'm holding something like just so, and I don't get that way with these tweezers. So I really, really like those tweezers. Same can be said for these eyelash applicators. This is by Kiss, and this applicator actually comes with the pre-glued press-on lashes, and I love this applicator. It just has such a thin line, but also a longer like area that it is able to hold on to lashes while you're trying to use it for lash application. It also is a lot more thick in this area that I find most lash applicators are. So I appreciate those lash applicators for multiple reasons. I really like that it's got one short side and one long side. So the long side, I feel like I can just go in and really grab a hold of a lash just differently than I can from the shorter side. But the shorter side works well for like going straight in at your lash because you're not going to poke yourself in the eye with it. This one is by Ulta Beauty, but I also have one by Lancome. This is a lash separator. So I have these two that are the same look, the same like makeup, right? This one is really dirty. It has mascara in it. But I also have this one, which looks like this. This one is by Tweezerman, and it's a really good on-the-go one. I love lash separators because sometimes you get those mascaras that really just like to clump your lashes into sections, and then it looks like you have like 5 super pointy triangular lashes. So I use those a lot for separating my lashes once I get certain mascaras on my face. And then I also have this, which is a Tweezerman tool for a mascara guard. So I always inevitably, when not using this, get mascara all over my eyelid. So I will just put this onto my eye like this, and it doesn't do anything to take my makeup off of the other side of it. Use it for mascara application and then call it good. I also have these lash curlers. This is the second set of these kind of lash curlers that I have. These are the Tweezerman ones. I do have this one, but I'm interested in getting a pair of those ones that have like the pads on them and look different than a pair of scissors down here. They look like a clamp, I guess, down at the bottom. I love these because they come with extra pads, so you're not on this hunt for extra set of pads. I do like these ones specifically because I think that they contour to my eyes really perfectly. I love that they are blue, and blue is not my favorite color, but I do love that these are just not your basic eyelash curlers. And then these, I know this seems silly, but these are tools that I use every single day. I love these pointed Q-tips. If you guys do not have these pointed Q-tips, you are missing out in helping your makeup game. So this section here is rounded, but it is also flat. So it does a really good job of like cleaning up like certain messes around your eyes, or for use in like putting just a little bit more of something into your eye look. And the sharp edge one I love specifically for eyeliner. Like if I need to clean up under an eyeliner, because you all know that liquid eyeliner, sometimes you just get it going and then the next thing you know, the whole side of your head is covered in eyeliner. This really does help with creating that nice pointed end to your eyeliner and cleaning up that eyeliner line as well. I also have some, what are these, sharpeners, but my favorite sharpener right now is this one, and I can't even remember where this one came from. I think it is an Ulta Beauty sharpener, and it really just is such a great sharpener. My small pencils fit in this in, my big pencils fit in this in, and nothing gets stuck in there. Whereas I feel like this one, which is an Urban Decay one, like that small pencil hole is just too small. And also it's not long enough throughout this part of the sharpener. So I find that no matter how much I want to sharpen my pencils, they always end up stubby when I am using that sharpener, because the length of it, the long line of it, isn't as long as it needs to be. This one I believe is just an Ulta branded one, like I said, but I did pick up a new one from It Cosmetics that I haven't quite used yet. But I think I'm afraid to, because I think its line in here is the same size as the Urban Decay one, and I just feel like it's super short. This is my magnet for pulling out single shadows. I got this also from Amazon, I think at the same time as I got the spatula, and I love it so much. It's really good for grabbing things that are metal that I have dropped, but it's also excellent for saving magnetic pans when I am trying to put together a build your own palette or whatever. I can use it to pull out those magnetic pans. The next thing is this. This is my Sigma switch. I picked this up at JCPenney. It's kind of floppy, but it's dual-sided, and you can see one side is really dirty. What I do like about it though is it is plastic, so it can be cleaned super easily. I love this because I am sometimes, I've got a ton of brushes, but I am sometimes a lover of a certain brush that I want to use over and over and over again. And this just really does a good job of cleaning your brushes, and it's got multiple different surfaces on it so that you are able to clean brushes that you've used with anything from liquid foundations to powders. And it does say on the big like sections of it where it's got like a big border what each one of these like cleaning mats is for. So like this one says highlighting brush. This one is a cleaner for blush. This one is the cleaner for blending and cream. And then this one is for eyeshadow. Obviously, I use that upper section most. And I also use this in for my eyeshadow brushes as well. But I really do love this. This comes in super handy, especially when I want to use the same brush for one color that I already used on a color that I already used. I did that today, actually. I love these hair clips for pinning back my hair when I am doing my makeup if I'm not using the other tool that is super fantastic for me for this process. So I have probably like 15 of these guys, and I have a bunch of these guys as well. I either put my hair back like this, or when it's wet, I put them back in this. so that I don't get that crimp to my hair. But like, it literally, I don't even have to think about it. It just, my hair goes back like that. I dig it. I'm gonna leave my hair back right now because my hair is driving me nuts right now. I also have this. This is my makeup palette. So when I am mixing together foundations, I usually mix together 2 or 3 foundations at a time, and or a white mixer and or a blue mixer to take a lot of the either pigmentation out of it, make it a little bit more less colored, or take a lot of the warmth out of it, make it a little less yellow, because I don't want to purchase 5 different foundations to suit whichever skin tone I have during whichever time of year. So I will mix a foundation more than I will purchase another shade of the same foundation. So I use this mixer all the time. I love that it is clear because I can mix it up and then hold it up to my skin to see how it actually suits my skin tone, and then continue to mix it if I need to do so. This one is by MAC. I think I got this as a free gift or in gratis or something. I cannot remember. You actually can't purchase this one, but I think that you can purchase see-through ones. I have another one somewhere that's just a square, like a rectangle, that I think I got off of Amazon. So I know that you can buy these multiple different places, but I love this specifically for foundation mixing and for purposes of holding it up to my skin to see that I have mixed my foundation appropriately. I have this fan that I got off of Amazon, and what I love most about this fan is there are 3 different speeds, but there's also a light. Can you guys see the light that changes color in there? So it's like a party fan. And there's also this setup here, up here, that you fill with water and it sprays out of the center section here. So when you're super hot, I used it more when we lived in Eastern Washington, to be fair. But when you're super hot, that does a really good job of cooling you down and has the fan. I've used it in San Antonio. I took it with us to Georgia for just staying cool down there in the humid heat. It also folds. So it bends down, but it still works while it's bent down. So it does a really good job of like sitting on a desk, or I can put it into my shirt and aim it at my face while I'm walking down the street and stay cool. I mean, this is probably the best purchase I've made, hands down, for not only makeup application because it helps with drying out like my setting sprays or whatnot as I'm going after them, but also just as a life tool. My favorite handheld mirror would be this one here because it is Nightmare Before Christmas. It is from the Melt Nightmare Before Christmas edition. I don't love that it's got bats all around the mirror and it says Nightmare Before Christmas here, and it's not something that you could take off of it. But it is just a really nice handheld mirror. It's comfortable in the hands as well. I do have this one as well, which is the Lancome one. I would say it's not as comfortable in the hands. I also have this one, which I just got. So it's got a 10 times and a regular magnification on it. I do like this mirror a lot. I love that it's got this like little handle so that you can set it up. I hang it from a hook from that thing, so I think that that is fun and great. But that one would be my favorite because of the IP on it, I guess. This is my favorite brush soap for sponges. I have always used a Beauty Blender soap puck, but they're so expensive, and this is the same price, and this is so much bigger. As you guys can see, this one's almost gone. I'm gonna have to repurchase it. This is by Cinema Secrets. I did get it in JCPenney makeup area as well. And I also use the Cinema Secret brush cleaner, which you guys have heard me talk about 100,000 times. That blue liquid that I use in between uses. It does a really good job of cleaning your sponges, which is what I use it for. But if you wanted to use it for makeup brush cleanser, it also had a like a gray, like kind of like the Sigma Switch thing in here that I took out. I don't know where I put it, but it does have one of those for if you want to use it with brushes as well. I have this, which is my brush holder. This is something I put a cup here to hold like brushes that are maybe dirty, right? This is something that the love of my life made for me, and he made me, I have 3 of them, and they are so nice because my brushes all sit standing up. They're not like crunched into each other. The one thing I can say is I have so many brushes that this used to hold all of my brushes between this one and the other one. It no longer does, and I have all of like my bigger face brushes in a different brush caddy that isn't too shabby, but that I don't love quite as much as I love this one, because this just holds them all upright and separate, and I can see all of my brushes. But it is such a wonderful brush holder for eye brushes specifically. Duraline, really great mixer to make anything liquid. So any eyeshadow, any like pigment, anything liquid, if you want it to be liquid. I didn't have that in my collection for quite some time, and now never not want to have it in my collection. I also have my scale that is like a beauty tool that I use for like project panning and whatnot. I love this scale. I had a really big one prior to this. If you guys have been around for a while, you probably know about it. This is such an easy scale to like have because it's just simple, but it does so much. It really does measure by any measurement that you need it to. It gets down to even the like 15.02 grams of product. It gets so concise with how it's measuring, but also it's just easy to have. It's just small and compact and easy to use. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is a color corrector that I have that I think is fantastic for the purposes of me using it. And I don't know if you guys can see because I'm not wearing it today, but my chest here gets really red. It's always been that way ever since I was a kid. I don't know what goes on here, but it's super red. And when I am wearing a shirt that is like showing off all my chest, not all my chest, but when it's showing off like the upper portion of my chest, and my neck and my face and my chest never match because my face is not red, my neck is, or my chest is, I use this. So this is the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer, and this is in the shade green. Green counterbalances red, right? So it neutralizes it. So it doesn't make my chest green though, it just brings it down to a really nice neutralized spot. I also love that it's got like a brush tip instead of like a doe foot, so I could literally just like brush it on versus like have globs of doe footed on. It does a really good, the brush tip does a really good job of keeping the amount of product that you use not globby and goopy. It truly makes everything like seamless. I don't wear it so much when I have something that I'm covering up my chest with, or that covers most of my chest, but like for work I have a lot of like boat neck or V, like slight V-neck tops, blouses that I use, and I will use this to cover up that redness on my chest. It's the Vanity Mirror that I have in my beauty room. The Vanity was made by the love of my life. He made it for me a few years ago for Mother's Day, and I just cannot with this Vanity. Is the most perfect vanity I could think of having, and he made it for me back when all of my makeup fit in this vanity. Crazy sauce, because I remember those days, and I'm sure he remembers those days, which is why this vanity is the way it is. But it's a floating vanity, so the shelving that you see underneath of it is not part of the vanity. It hangs on the wall, and I love that the top of it is glass, and it's got, you know, a small drawer on either side of the 2 big drawers on top. Those ones are thinner drawers, whereas the 3 on the bottom are thicker, I guess more deep drawers, and hold a lot of the taller things. And I just love this vanity. And when we moved here, my mom bought me this vanity mirror that, as you guys can see, is lit from the back with the blue lighting. It does change color, The lighting can go to rainbow lighting or purple lighting or whatever lighting. It is just so cool. It has an anti-fog function, which you don't really need in this room. But the light does dim. It does get brighter. It changes from like a yellow light to a white light to different colored of lighting. And I just love this mirror so much. It makes my makeup application in here so, so easy to do. I've always stood to do my makeup. It actually is weird for me to stand to do or sit to do my makeup, whereas most people will sit to do their makeup. I have a hard time with get ready with me's for that reason. So this is the perfect setup for me for doing my makeup. And with that said, you guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. Those are the items that I use pretty much every single day for my makeup application, if not every day, often enough that I thought I needed to include them in this video of products I use and love and never talk about. I mean, let's be honest, the scale is not used every single day, but it is used often for measurement for my project pan. The gua sha is not used every single day, but it is used often. Almost all of these products are used from a daily perspective. Let me know what you think about the products that I use all the time, but never talk to you guys about. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe before you go. It's free to you. I would love to have you along for this crazy ride of mine, and I would love to welcome you in personally. So please let me know down in the comment section if you are brand new to our channel here. What products do you use often and never talk about? I would sure be interested to hear from you. And thank you guys so much for being here today. I appreciate every single one of you for being here. I hope that you and yours are well. I hope that you are all safe and healthy and getting along as best as you can. I hope that you are all loving each other, being kind humans, and living your best life. And until next time, bye friends.